Greenlanders by Cherry Potts. Caleb and James met on a whaler out of Hull. Caleb was the younger at the time, but now, after 2 voyages to the Greenland waters and 1 to Nova Scotia and stranded in London, he feels he is the elder. The clatter and roar of multiple voices is too much for James. The slap of wave and rope at sea, even the harsh cry of the storm are a lullaby to him, and it is not land legs he must develop, but a land ear, and he cannot do it. Caleb knows he must find them a ship, and quickly, before James finds too good a friend in the bottle, before he gets so that no one will take them on. And Caleb knows that whatever happens, they're joined now, brothers despite their different parentage and journeys, locked together like pieces of a jigsaw since that chance encounter on the dock at Hull. James was born on that coast, not Hull, but somewhere nearby. Caleb never quite got the sense of it. Caleb doesn't know where he was born, doesn't know family. He makes friends where he can, scrapes a life, and then James, and a feeling. Something he can't put a name to, but he might call belonging, which sinks into him as sudden and as deep as a harpoon, takes his breath, leaves him feeling wounded and uncertain and alive in a way that nothing has ever made him feel before. And here, now, with the stench of the Isle of Dogs in his nostrils and his fingernails unnaturally clean, he doesn't know how to get them that ship. James has always been the talker, Caleb a safe step behind, ducking his head with a muttered, "Yes, aye, bosun. Yes, Captain." Hunger is starting to make itself known. Caleb hoards their meagre purse, finds them beds in cheap lodging houses, takes James with him to the port every day except this day. This day he can't rouse them, so he's alone, searching for a ship. Down on the dock, a muddy white horse. Caleb doesn't know horses, cannot guess at the breed. A huge, huge beast. The horse is straining to bring up a load from the water's edge. He must have fallen to have got down there, or perhaps washed ashore. The group of men around them are thickly dressed, multiple layers against the cold, caps pulled down tight against the wind. Caleb knows that they stand out on the dock, he and James. They are men of the sea. These are men of land. Their clothes muted browns and greys against James's Guernsey of darkest blue, and Caleb's black greatcoat. Navy once, but soaked so often in grease and blood and salt that it's lost any sense of colour and really will stand up on its own. And then there is his skin. "Black as Newgate's knocker," he overheard one lodging keeper say, as the door swung shut in his face. But he is not exactly a rarity here. The Thames washes up all sorts. Every creed and colour sets foot on the dock. Not usually for long, but some stay. A rich tide wash along all the banks of the river. Limehouse, Silvertown, Rotherhithe. So it is not that which makes the landsmen stare from under their grey caps and makes Caleb long to disappear. The ship is huge, a passenger ship, but not a smart one, not here, and not the least use to him. And he is about to turn away from the stairs when he realises that the horse is pulling a body from the water. He cannot drag his eyes away. The man, boy, looks so familiar. It could almost be James, and his breathing gets so he can barely control it at that thought. "Canada bound," the old fellow in the darkest cap says, rifling the pockets for identity and finding a tightly wrapped oilskin parcel. Slipped and fell on the way up. He tips his head at the boat. Canada. Caleb's eyes widen at the thought. Why not Canada? Boat'll have to stay now, the old fellow says, till the crown is done. Nah, says the one in charge, bowlered and whiskered, taking the papers. They'll not keep them for this un. Not if they cast off sharpish. This ain't no one to be missed, one of mission lads, I expect, and if his papers ain't on the body, no reason to tie the boat up, is there? He rolls the package tight. Caleb imagines them on the boat. James tucked safe, as a passenger maybe. Him working passage in the engine room, and his clean-nailed fingers itch to have that rolled package in his grip. Bowler pulls his arm back and launches the papers in an arc that ends with barely a splash. Caleb stifles a groan. In his heart, his feet race back to the small eating house where he left James staring into a cold coffee. He turns away, hunching against the coal, his mind latching on to words half heard. Mission. He had seen a building with that word over the door, not 3 streets away, had turned his shoulder to the well-meaning man with the leaflets on the corner by the public house, used to doing for himself, doing for him and Jamie. He stops walking and looks about him, hating London, and his heart burning for the salt of the sea. He notes the street he is on and turns again, looking down the narrow vista to the river and the great shadow of the passenger ship. And he does run back to the eating house. His feet beat against the cobbles, although they want to dance to the rhythm of a throbbing deck. His mind is aglow with possibilities and impossibilities. James! Jamie! Canada! James looks up, and vistas of tall trees light in his eyes, and he's up on his feet, grabbing at the hand Caleb does not even realise he has held out. Canada! James laughs. Yes! He has been told tales of men walking across rivers on the trunks of trees, just as his father once told him it was possible to walk on the backs of herring in the northern bay where he was born. If they can get to Canada, there's a life to be made out of in the cold, dark forest. Made, not scraped, not squandered. So now there's a plan. Not much of a plan, but an end point. And better than staring at bitter coffee with his hands over his ears, trying to hold out against the discordant anguish of London's sour uncertainties. With something to hold on to, no matter how tenuous, he can, at last, tune London out.